a story from Skyrim. It is called The Book of the Dragonborn by Prior Emmeline Madrine, Order of Talos, Waynon Priory, year 360 of the Third Era, 21st of the reign of His Majesty Pelagius IV. Many people have heard the term Dragonborn. We are of course ruled by Dragonborn emperors, but the true meaning of the term is not commonly understood. For those of us in the Order of Talos, there is a subject near and dear to our hearts, and in this book I will attempt to illuminate the history and significance of those known as Dragonborn down throughout the ages. Most scholars agree that the term was first used in connection with the Covenant of Akatosh, when the blessed Saint Alacia was given the Amulet of Kings, and the dragon fires in the Temple of the One were first lit. Akatosh, looking with pity upon the plight of men, drew precious blood from his own heart and blessed Saint Alacia with this blood of dragons, and made a covenant that so long as Alacia's generations were true to the dragon blood, Akatosh would endeavor to seal tight the gates of oblivion and to deny the armies of Daedra and undead to their enemies, the Daedra-loving aliens. Those blessed by Akatosh with the dragon blood became more simply known as Dragonborn. The connection with the rulers of the Empire was thus there from the beginning. Only those of dragon blood were able to wear this amulet and light the dragon fires. All the legitimate rulers of the Empire have been Dragonborn. The emperors and empresses of the First Cyrodiilic Empire, founded by Alacia, remain Cyrodiil and his heirs, and of course Tiber Septim and his heirs as well, down to our current emperor, His Majesty Pelagius Septim IV. Because of this connection with the emperors, however, the other significance of the Dragonborn has been obscured and largely forgotten by all but scholars, and those of us dedicated to the service of the blessed Talos, who was Tiber Septim. Very few realize that being Dragonborn is not a simple matter of heredity. Being the blessing of Akatosh himself, it is beyond our understanding exactly how and why it is bestowed. Those who become emperor and light the dragon fires are surely Dragonborn. The proof is in the wearing of the amulet and the lighting of the fires. But were they Dragonborn and thus able to do these things, or was the doing sign of the blessing of Akatosh descending upon them? All that we can say is that it is both and neither, a divine mystery. The line of Septims have all been Dragonborn, of course, which is one reason the simplistic notion of it being hereditary has become so commonplace. But we know for certain that the early Cyrodiilic rulers were not at all related. There is also no evidence that Remen Cyrodiil was descended from Alacia, although there are many legends that would make it so, most of them dating from the time of Remen and likely attempting to legitimize his rule. We know that the Blades, usually thought of as the Emperor's bodyguards, originated in Akavir, crusaders who invaded Tamriel for obscure reasons as well in the late First Era. They appear to have been searching for a Dragonborn. The events at Pale Pass bear this out, and the Akavir were the first to proclaim Remen Cyrodiil as Dragonborn. In fact, it was the Akaviri who did the most to promote his standing as emperor, although Remen himself never took the title in septum. Many believe that the blades continued to search out and guard those who believed they were or might be Dragonborn during this time. Lastly, we come to the question of the true meaning of being Dragonborn. The connection with dragons is so obvious that it has almost been forgotten. In these days, when dragons are a distant memory, we forget that in the early days, being Dragonborn meant having the dragon blood. Some scholars believe that that was meant quite literally, although the exact significance is not known. The Nords tell tales of Dragonborn heroes who were great dragon slayers able to steal the powers of dragons they killed. Indeed, it is well known that Akavir sought out and killed many dragons during their invasions, and there is some evidence that this continued after they became Remen Cyrodiil's Dragon Guard. Again, the connection to dragons, the direct predecessor to the blades of today. I leave you with what is known as the prophecy of the Dragonborn. It often said to originate in an Elder Scroll, although it is sometimes also attributed to the ancient Akaviri. Many have attempted to decipher it. Many also believed that this and its omens held and fulfilled, and that the advent of the last Dragonborn was at hand. I make no claims as an interpreter of prophecy, but it does suggest that the true significance of Akatosh's gift to mankind has yet to be fully understood. When misrule takes its place at the 8 corners of the world, when the brass tower walks and time is reshaped, when thrice blessed fail and the red tower trembles, when the Dragonborn ruler loses his throne and the white tower falls, when the snow tower lies sundered, kingless and bleeding, the world eater wakes and the wheel turns upon the last Dragonborn. Well, that's the last of that story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There'll be a few more up fairly soon, as right now I'm working on an original, or more semi-original, role-playing video for Skyrim. For now, I'll be uploading, audio segments of the Tales of Skyrim. Leave comments and suggestions